Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky. Good morning. I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky. Today is National Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day.
How fun is that?
Where do they come up with these days?
Somebody's sitting in a room on a chalkboard just writing them out.
And they're saying, have we come up with this yet?
And today is Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day.
They probably watched that movie, The Time Traveler's
Quantum
Wife.
Leap.
Back to the Future.
Oh, I don't know anymore.
What about, Quantum...
Running Man, I think, was one.
Really?
Yeah, with Arnold
Running...
Schwarzenegger.
Wait, did you watch Quantum Leap when you were young?
Oh, yeah. I was a big fan.
Too.
Yeah.
I did too.
It's funny that we're back to quantum now.
I know.
Like that was back in the 90s or 80s.
And now we're back there.
And we're back talking about quantum physics and stuff.
Because trends repeat themselves.
Yeah.
My parents used to say, you know what? I used to wear that when I was younger. And I was like, no, you didn't.
And look at me in my mom jeans.
I remember I went through this phase where I had twist beads. And my mom was like, I had twist beads when I was little.
I had twist beads in the 60s. Free
like,
love, baby.
No, you didn't. And
all the boys gave me twist beads.
Stop. You made it naughty. You just took it to a place where...
Hey, it's your mom.
That's even worse.
Sorry, Mom.
That's terrible. Oh, anyway, they would say, hold on to that jean jacket because you know what? It's going to come back in style one day.
Just like Elvis.
Like I'm going to hold on to something for 40 years. And Elvis never came back in style.
You're right.
Did he?
Elvis has left the building.
Although he kind of did. He just got an Academy Award.
Did he really?
Yeah. Remember?
So if Elvis could pretend to be a time traveler, which he probably is traveling in time right now.
Yes, that's what we're talking about, is pretend to be a time traveler. So if you could travel to the future and meet your future self.
So this is one of those national days that I think that if you actually embrace it, it is a great exercise. Because if you're having a hard time in life, if you feel like life isn't great, go meet your future self who is living like the life that you want and the life that you dream of, and have coffee with them. Like have that.
Well, here's the double-edged sword, though, because you're assuming that our future self is exactly where we want our future self to be.
Well, go to that future. Like if you're a time traveler, set the dial for that future.
Here's the thing though. So many people are... They
can't envision that future.
You know the saying, if you believe you can or believe you can't, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you believe. It's what you believe. And so many people try to close their eyes. They try to imagine their dreams or their future or where they want to be. And they can pretty much tell you exactly the obstacles they're going to face because they can picture exactly where they think they're going to end up.
Where they think they're going to get stuck, where they think their ceiling is. So if you can...
They can pretty much tell you exactly what's going to happen.
It's like where they think their belief ends because they have this gate drawn out in their mind between where possible ends and impossible starts.
And they're not even doing it consciously.
No.
So it's not, they think, it's almost, this is
my
what
belief
I
system.
see.
This is my truth.
What I picture in my mind.
Yeah. So maybe we go back in time, travel back in time. So if I'm a time traveler, I travel back in time, see where I might have gotten some of these beliefs and say, all right, who are some of the people that told me I couldn't? Where are some of the times where I didn't have the most success, but I made it here today? So I did actually make it through the trenches. I made it through the valleys. And I am here today. So I have had levels of success to get to today. And now that I have recognized my peaks and known that I've gotten through the valleys, now where maybe I can have a clearer view of a possible future, knowing that I've made it this far, not to just come this far.
I hear what you're saying.
We don't have to go too deep in the future.
The problem that people are facing is that their present circumstances, where they are right now, is not where they want to be in their future. And it's not where their childhood self wanted them to be now. So even if they go back to their past self, they are not feeling like life worked out the way they wanted it to.
So is that a case of where Einstein says the same level of thinking won't solve the problem that got you into the problem? Or that created the problem? So it's like maybe we need to open up those doors of different levels of thinking and open up our mind, like expand our mind to new possibilities and new awareness of
possibly
different ways things can be done because we're stuck in our own sameness. Possibly.
That could be a possibility.
Because sometimes when we get in a rut, like all we see is the rut. Like this is the path. Like this is my life. This is how it's going to be. This is what I'm destined for, until someone comes along and says, hey, did you know that this is possible? Did you know you could make this adjustment? Have you ever thought of something like this? And you're like, holy crap. I have not thought of anything like that because the people I hang around all say that you have to stay in the rut.
The problem is that when people continuously try new things,
it's change and it hurts.
Try different options, open their mind, and end up in the same circumstances, predicament, end up in the same situation, they start to lose
faith and hope. And
confidence.
And a lot of times I would say that a portion of that is going to be because we try new things. And then we also want to go back to our comfort zone, which is the people we know, the way we were doing things. And that's kind of back in that rut. Like that's where we started. It is the comfort zone. And that's where we are going. So if we can get in that, stay in the environment. So stay in the room of the people that are achieving a little bit more, pushing us, and we can stay in that zone of exploration and curiosity, and be okay with knowing it is going to be a trial and error, a little bit of failure, and that's just part of the journey until we find our new success levels. Then we get to experience a new way.
Okay, so who would you go visit?
I think I would go visit myself probably 10, maybe 15 years from now, because then I'm going to be in my mid 60s.
Oh my God.
And
I'm like, God, that's so hard to believe.
So I never even thought of myself until we started talking about this podcast in my mid 60s. But I don't know why. It's like thinking about your own death. Like we don't think about dying unless we have a terminal illness, or unless the doctor calls and says, "Hey, I need to go over your results. I can't do it on the phone," and I can't schedule you for the next 2 weeks. And then for that 2 weeks, you think about the worst case scenarios for some reason. But you don't think about doing your will, doing all these things. But I've never thought about myself in my mid 60s.
Okay.
And I think I would want to go sit down with myself in my mid 60s and say, hey, I think I'm going to hit some of these little potholes, some of these obstacles, because I know that I'm a person of habit and I'm a person of patterns. Can you give me some ideas and ways to avoid some of them? Or what are the tips for having resilience to get through? And just have that conversation and let myself coach myself through it.
Wow. Oh boy. That's hard for me to even think about.
It's a weird, It's a weird thing to even think about. But I think it's probably a good exercise because I think I can do that just in my mind, imagining like where I think I want to be in 10 to 15 years. Because one thing, I don't want to be working as hard. I want to be achieving more. And I would like to have a team of people doing a lot of the things that they're happy doing, and me just doing the things that I love doing every day and contributing a lot more to the world.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Sorry. I'm not visiting myself in 15 years. No, not going to do it. Not going to do it. Oh, I actually never thought that I would be older than, I always thought that I might make it around 35, but I never thought I would be older than that. So I'm way past my expiration date, to be honest with you. And yeah, so if I were to visit my future self, I might visit tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Maybe the weekend.
Visit myself every Saturday morning.
That's as far as I'm going to go.
Like, what's up?
I think the hardest thing, if we want to make a change in any area of our life, is to get up and do something different tomorrow.
Wow.
So I think that I would visit my future self over the weekend and maybe give her a little pep talk.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like it too. Anyway, so today we're celebrating National Pretend You're a Time Traveler. And that's what we have for today. Have a great one. Thanks for joining us. And remember,
keep living lucky. We'll see you in the future.
Whoa! Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.